And Damon here from Games, Brains, and Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for short. And it is here. We have talked through every episode. We have done 10 things we love and hate about the series overall. And now we are wrapping up our Mortal Kombat Conquest content with a ranking, a tier list ranking of all 22 episodes. We're going to put them into 5 categories: the best, great, good, okay, and bad. You ready for this, Damon?
Yep.
Ready to draw a line underneath the Conquest stuff, right?
Yeah, finally.
Yes, absolutely. Right, so we're going to go episode by episode. Starting with episode number 1, Warrior Eternal Part 1. And basically, this is our introductory episode where we start with the battle in Mortal Kombat. Kung Lao winning, Shang Tsung losing, Shang Tsung getting sent to the Cobalt Mines, Kung Lao and Jen and the problems that he has with the Baron, and of course the introduction of Zero and Tarja. So it's a big old pilot. It's a big here's all our characters.
I think it's a very strong episode, you know. For first episode, it starts off strong.
Yep.
And it explains a lot, you know. For me, it's quite. I don't think it goes in the top, but maybe the one below the top, because it's quite a strong episode.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's a setup episode, and it was needed. It was needed. So it goes to great. It goes in great. Let's put it in great. Episode 2, Warrior Eternal Part 2. So this is effectively the same story, except here now we're introduced to Scorpion, because Scorpion had taken on the body of Kadea? I think that was his name. Anyway, one of the Baron's guard, and he has to get help from Zero and Tarja, Kung Lao, to save Jen from Scorpion. But of course, as we all know, Jen will end up dying at the end of this episode. So this is
it goes on the top because Jen dies.
It does not go.
And she is a terrible character. Terrible character.
It does not go in the top there. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, it brings Scorpion into it, which obviously Scorpion's a great character.
Yeah.
So it's obviously not top, but maybe in great, but behind the first one.
It goes next to it, doesn't it? It's part 2, effectively. You know, it's one full episode, just double length, really, isn't it? Episode 3, Cold Reality. And of course, this is when Lin Kuei and Sub-Zero make their entry. The early variation on Sub-Zero, where we kind of see how he became who he is, his training, the Lin Kuei, and their horrible hideout, the worst hidden place. And listen, guys, if you want to stay hidden, don't light it up with torches. You're just kind of like a beacon in the night. But of course, we will get a fight with Sub-Zero, but this isn't Sub-Zero at full strength. So, this one.
I mean, I prefer Scorpion over Sub-Zero anyway.
Ooh, I don't know about that. Later on, Scorpion becomes a bit of a chump.
He does, but I suppose I mean, in this, Sub-Zero is probably best I've obviously in the movies. It's a good episode.
Yeah,
it brings obviously Sub-Zero into it. So for me, it would go into great again.
You said it was a good episode, and I agree it's a good episode, so it goes in good. The middle.
Yeah, it's not a great episode. I mean, take out Sub-Zero, then it's a poor episode.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Yeah, good.
Good as a right place for it. Episode 4, Immortal Kombat. So this is the one where Shang Tsung uses a sorcery to turn Zero and Tarja old. They start to age. So Kung Lao must find a cure for them while also dealing with Shang Tsung. This is where we introduced to Aegis for the first time. And eventually it leads to Shang Tsung and Kung Lao having a fight where Kung Lao waives the rules of Mortal Kombat, which also brings in Raiden being very, very angry about this. This is our first contender for the best episode.
Yeah, I was going to say that because I mean, for me, this episode has a lot of it. It has obviously Jeff Maker's fantastic as his Raiden with the anger, and for me, it's a great episode. You know, I mean, it shows Kung Lao's weaknesses, his strengths, his weaknesses towards his friends.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, for me, it has to go on the top.
It is the best. The fact that he would waive the rules of Mortal Kombat in anger, but also like the sadness of Sira and Taja when you're thinking, oh shit, they could actually lose, like die. We're still early on in the show, so there's no guarantee they're gonna stay around, except for the opening credits. Yeah, it's the best, isn't it? This is the best, one of the best episodes.
Yeah, definitely.
The Essence, and this is our first introduction to Princess Katana of Edenia. She's searching for the essence of her realm. This is an incredibly forgettable episode, and so much so that I can barely remember anything about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of any episode with Katana in it.
Yeah.
So for me, I mean, I don't know if it got. I mean, what was the last shot? It's poor and bad, isn't it?
Okay and bad. It's okay, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, again, like you said, I can't even think about this episode.
I think it's going to take a lot to put any episode in bad, and this one is just okay because I do remember Katana. Let's put it in okay.
Yep.
Noob Saibot, episode 6. This is where Zero and Taja meet a seer named Kiri. This is where Zero is becoming jealous that he's not as strong as Kung Lao. And Kiri tells him about an underworld city with a shrine guarded by 2 powerful warriors. Should you defeat those warriors, you will get their powers. But actually, it's about releasing Noob Saibot on Kung Lao. I'm a big fan of this episode because this is where we get a little bit more layer to Zero, who is obviously one of the highlights of the show.
Yeah, again, I was going to say, I mean, he's other than Raiden, he's one of my favourites.
Yeah.
Because his story is really good. And yeah, I mean, I would put this in the best, probably behind. Oh, you wouldn't, would you?
I'd put it. I was going to say top of great ahead of the first 2 episodes because I don't like Noob Saibot.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, as a character or a bad guy, he's not a very. He's the one who they created, but with their names, isn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Tobias and Boone.
Yeah, I mean, as a bad guy, it's pretty terrible. He looks like a tar monster.
That's right, but it's clearly like an outfit as well. It doesn't look great.
Like,
top of great. Come on, top of.
I'll go great. I mean, I like the story, but because there is some negative in it, it can't go in the best.
Yep, top of great. I think it's because of the Zero stuff, it becomes a great episode. Episode 7, Debt of the Dragon. This introduces the Black Dragon who appeared in this city, and they claim ownership of the trading post, demanding that Kung Lao, Zero, and Taja leave. This is where Jola makes a deal with Shang Tsung for power and revenge. He gives her the power of the Black Dragon, but she ends up abusing it out of arrogance, nearly dies, and Shang Tsung sends her to the mines where we never see her again. I like the introduction of the Black Dragon. I like the introduction of their threat. However, the whole Jola thing and the fact that the Black Dragon power isn't as inspired as you would have hoped.
Yeah, I mean, pretty. It's an okay episode, but then they said with this power of the Black Dragon,
yep,
it makes it sound so powerful, but it's not really that powerful.
Yeah, she just shoots fire.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, right. So put it in okay, but above or below the essence? Above, because I remember more of it.
Yeah, above. I see. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. It's a good place for it. Okay. Undying Dream. Oh, we might have a first contender for a bad one here. This is when Taja's pulled for a portal and goes to the Cobalt Mines, where she's captured by Shang Tsung, caught under an illusion of seeing her dead father. Kung Lao and Zero have to save her, even if it means walking into a trap. I remember talking about this episode and how much we got annoyed about Taja's character here.
Yeah, I mean, Taja's character overall is frustrating.
Often yeah.
Could have been used a lot better.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just considering we're like episode 7. I mean we're like 7 episodes in, and you think by now she would have learnt that what's happening, and yet she falls for something so stupid.
Yeah. And even it happens more than once. She'll be in the mine and be like, oh yeah, my dad's here, I must find him. And it's like, what aren't you getting? What don't you understand? You've been tricked. I'm happy enough to put this in bad.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of bad episodes, but this is definitely one.
Yes, agreed. There's our first bad. No question where this one's going to potentially go. Quan Chi, episode 9. This is the introduction of Quan Chi, where he sends a trio of women, his slaves, to infect Kung Lao, Taja, and Siro with a potion. And the potion magnifies their flaws. Kung Lao becomes super angry and violent. Siro becomes a drunk, and Taja returns to her thieving ways. And it's up to Raiden to break the spell. This is the best. Not only does it introduce Quan Chi, but it allows all our characters to have a bit more fun with what they're doing.
Yeah, definitely. Without doubt, for me, it goes top of the best, because it's like you said, it literally all three characters get to explore their character themselves.
Yeah,
and and obviously Raiden's in it too, and Raiden's brilliant in it, as always.
Yeah, I agree. Top of the best, absolutely. We're up to episode 10, Unholy Alliance. So Shang Tsung and Quan Chi team up to defeat Kung Lao. The idea is Shang should lure Kung Lao into a trap, and in return, Shang will teach Quan Chi how to steal souls. They lure Kung Lao into a realm created by them both with everything he could possibly want. Jen's still alive and all that. But in that, Kung Lao wants to stay there eventually, while Taja and Siro make a bet about the whole day of slave labor. This is a brilliant episode. One of the more emotional ones.
Yeah.
When I think of this episode, I think of the ending with Kung Lao running to the closing portal with the sad music and Jen's voice, and it's kind of like, it's almost like the line being drawn under the Jen story, isn't it?
Yeah, which ain't a bad thing, but yeah, I mean, it sort of explains what really Kung Lao has had to give up, really, and what he's lost, and it is quite a sad episode, but I don't think it's the best. I think it's definitely great for me.
Oh, interesting. Well, how would this line? I remember a line from it, and I wonder if this line would make you when Kung Lao's talking to Raiden afterwards. He says to him, "Had it not been a trap, he'd have stayed." And I think that's got such oomph, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's really deep actually, because again, like I said, it shows you what he's lost and what he's had to give up. Basically, his entire life is dedicated to Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. I want to put it in the best, but bottom of the best.
Yeah, no, with that last line, definitely, yeah, because it is a very deep. I mean, there's not a lot. I mean, in the 22, it is a very deep emotional episode. Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Episode 11, Thicker Than Blood. And this is where Hannah turns up in Zuzin, an old love from Sira's past. And she married Sira's brother, Kazar, who has now gone missing. And it turns out Kazar has been recruited by Scorpion. This is another great episode, isn't it?
It's a great episode, but this episode will always remind me of how thick Scorpion really is.
Yes, of course.
He's trying to create an army, and all he wants to do is like basically you two fight each other to kill each other. It's like, no, why don't you just keep them both? Or it's like,
yeah, it'd be like, if you win, you'll be part of my army, but if you lose, you'll die. And it's like, that's not good numbers, Scorpion.
No, but it is. But then it is a good Scorpion episode, and I do quite like the episode too with his brother. I mean,
we get the brother stuff, but we also get more detail about Sira's past.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah, great. Yeah, definitely great. Yeah.
Above or below Noob Saibot?
Oh, above that.
There we go then. There it is. Top of great.
Yeah, because I mean, it's his brother, and unfortunately, his brother dies way too quickly, in my opinion.
Cool. Shadow of a Doubt, episode 12. This is Melina's episode where Kung Lao is wounded in a fight with Rain. Shere Khan sends Melina to pretend to be Princess Katana and then kill Kung Lao, but Melina starts to enjoy her time on Earth, so has some trouble with it. Again, this is a great episode.
Yeah, it's definitely, yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to think like where might some negatives be, because I really like Melina's character. I like the fact that she gets torn about her decision in the end. It's a bit.
She enjoys all the attention from Kung Lao.
Yeah. So we're both agreed it's great, so it goes on great. The question is, where does it go? Does it go above or below the first two episodes, Warrior Eternal 1 and 2?
It's difficult because obviously it's. I mean, the first episode.
Bottom of great then after them, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, it. Twisted Truth. Oh, it's another great episode. My God, there were a couple of great episodes in a row. This
Yeah.
is where Tomas arrives, and he wants to join up and help Kung Lao defend Earth Realm. But then it looks like Tomas might have been responsible for some murders, and it's kind of like a whole, is he bad or is he good? Taja falls in love with him, so she defends him, and it obviously results in, as per always, a new character coming and dying. But Tomas is a great, oh, damn, this is a great one, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. It definitely goes into great again, and it's I mean,
Is it a contender for the best?
it, if it is going to the best, then it probably going in the bottom of the best at the end, I think.
Yeah, after Unholy Alliance. I think that's
Yeah,
because I remember so much. I can picture Tomas.
yeah. I mean, it's probably one of Taja's better episodes.
True.
Mm.
True. I like it. I like it. Yeah, the best, bottom of the best. Yeah, let's do it. All right, maybe not so good. It's Festival of Death, and this is where the more horror-esque episode, where the traveling circus arrives and zooms in with Quali among them. They suspect something is wrong, and it turns out it's a way for Quan Chi to raise an army with the underground fighting pits. And there's that woman, what's her name, who's fighting with Kung Lao, and she's kind of what the episode is surrounding. I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
This is okay at best, I think. This is a very pointless episode as well.
It could have been a good episode if they had literally deleted the entire bit without that girl. We can't think of her name, because for me that was all pointless.
Yeah,
I mean, training her, knowing that she ain't good enough to join them. Yeah, he's clearly doing it because he's got a hot for her.
Yeah, but then how we needed a reason for Kung Lao to end up in the pits.
Of course,
yeah. The whole souls. It's got horror-esque elements which kind of make it good, but the rest of the episode, it's just okay, isn't it?
Yeah.
Better or worse than the Essence, the first Katana episode? Better?
It's gonna be better because I remember more of this episode.
Agreed. It goes there then. The Serpent and the Ice, episode 15. This is, of course, where Shao Kahn gets Sub-Zero and Scorpion to work together for all of like 10 seconds to destroy Kung Lao. This is obviously where Sub-Zero leaves the Lin Kuei, goes out on his own, takes his revenge. And this is not just only the best, but this is a contender for near the top of the best, isn't it?
Yeah, this is one of my. I mean, other than probably one or two, but this is definitely in my top like 3 or 4 episodes. You know, I mean, it brings the whole backstory of Sub-Zero's family, and everything. Yeah, I mean, what's top of our great?
Quan Chi, the episode with Quan Chi where he comes in and turns Kung Lao, Zero, and Taja bad.
But I don't know. It's good. I'll go behind that.
Well, the next one,
I still like the Quan Chi episode.
Yeah, I like it too because I love Kung Lao angry. Yeah, let's do it there. Yeah, let's put it right there, ahead of Mortal Kombat. Yeah. Episode 16, Kriya. So this is where Kriya makes her arrival, pretending to be a good person and wants to help Earth Realm by building an army. She was going to fight Khan, but this is where Vorpax reveals that she truly works for Kriya and invites Kung Lao, Taja, and Zero to help them. But of course, Kriya is a villain, a different kind of villain. And this is where Shang Tsung gets out of the Cobalt Mines.
Again, this is an episode I like because it shows Vorpax's ability to deceive everyone.
Yeah,
and how great her character is, and how she basically, I mean, Shang Tsung's an idiot,
yes,
but how she basically played him the entire time. And obviously, Shang Tsung, he gets out of the mines for like the 100th time. So
yeah,
but it's not in the best, or probably not in the. Probably okay.
Good.
Maybe okay.
You don't think good?
Well, it's best, great, good, isn't it? Yeah.
Best, great, good, okay, and bad.
Oh yeah. They're good. They're good. Yeah.
We've only got one episode in good. We've only got Cold Reality. So above or below Cold Reality?
Oh, above it. Yeah, above it.
Yeah. Good choice. The Master. This is where Master Cho was introduced, and the important part of this episode is that we see how Shang Tsung became who he is today. And it's Master Cho wanting to get his revenge on Shang Tsung in modern times, alongside what's her face? I've forgotten her name. Amegis, thank you. So this episode has a dumb ending that is never used again, but we do get backstory about Shang Tsung, which is great. It's a bit of a difficult one.
I mean, like I said, other than the fact that he just disappears, the master just he never talked about it again. The fact that I really enjoy Shang Tsung's backstory about how he was he was Kung Lao basically.
Yeah. I reckon top of good, just because the backstory is good, but the rest of the episode doesn't have much going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's put it top of good. Okay, in Cold Blood, and this is Kriya back again, and this time she's teaming up with Reptile, and this is a very war-based episode. It's mainly about showing the changes in Shao Kahn, how many enemies he's surrounded by, and so on. There's not a lot of detail in this episode. I don't remember much from it, which is really odd considering it's episode 18.
I mean, the only thing I can think about this episode is, like you said, this Khan being more and more paranoid.
Yep,
that's it, really.
I think it might go on okay.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, I can't really think much about this episode.
I would put it bottom of okay after Debt of the Dragon because I can remember more of Debt of the Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we've got 4 more episodes left. We're up to Flawed Victory, and this is where Shao Kahn enlists Quan Chi to find Shang Tsung and take him back to the mines. Shang Tsung, though, disguises herself as Quan Chi to try and make Quan Chi look like a traitor in the Emperor's eyes. There's aspects of this episode that's very cool. And let's be honest, this episode is all build towards the finale, isn't it?
Yeah, well, like I said, there's only like 3 or 4 episodes left, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, any episode with Quan Chi in it is a good episode.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he shows Shang Tsung how to actually be a sorcerer for Christ's sake. But again, I can't really remember a lot from this episode.
Yeah, agreed. I think because of its story regarding the betrayal of with Quan Chi being set up for the murder of, or the attempted murder of Shao Kahn is a good aspect. I think it goes in good, but we've got the Master, Kriya, and Cold Reality in good. At the end of all of them?
Yeah, because I can't really recall this episode at all.
Sounds like a plan to me. Episode 20, Balance of Power. So basically, it's Shao Kahn trying to find out who his traitor is, and basically causing chaos on Earth and in Outworld too. Well, this is where Vorpax realizes that Kriya needs to die because Kriya is fighting an unwinnable war and going to kill all her people. So it's all about getting Kriya out of this. But of course, it ends with Vorpax revealing that she'll be the new queen and then teaming up with Shang Tsung to make an army. I am going to be controversial here. I think this goes in bad. And the reason why is because its story developments end up resetting a lot of things. In particular, the Vorpax development. And I know she's only hooking up with Shang Tsung again as a means to an end. But we're going backwards when we should be going forwards at the end of the series.
Yeah, again, I mean, this episode has I mean, Jeffrey Meeker's Shao Kahn is brilliant in this episode. But like I said, with the whole Vorpax and Shang Tsung again, it's like seriously again.
Yep.
How many more times? But yeah.
I reckon bad, but I'm trying to decide if it should go. Does it go below or above Undying Dream?
I'll go below because the fact that they're basically repeating the same story again.
Yeah, but isn't Taj looking for her father episode 1?
Actually, yeah, sorry. Yeah. No, above that, actually, yeah.
Yeah, let's keep Taj looking for her father episode 1 at the bottom. The penultimate episode, Stolen Lies. This is where Dion makes an appearance, having stolen a knife from the city of Shakana. And of course, this is where we are driving towards the end. As they end up in Shakana, realize it's the god they worship is Shao Kahn. And the Shadow Priests are going to take the people into the Far Land, which is Outworld. The episode ends with Dion revealing to be a traitor, and that Raiden arrives to save Kung Lao and the rest being killed from the Shadow Priests. This is part 1 of a finale.
Right. I was going to say right now, this for me goes in the best. Goes in effect, but
Ooh.
it goes behind the Quan Chi episodes. Mate.
We have a problem. This is not the best. The next episode, I would agree with you on, but this one, I reckon, goes in great and low in great.
Really?
Because it's set up for the finale. Also, it's so convenient. It relies so much on conveniences, which is suddenly the city is there, and suddenly this is happening, and suddenly that is happening. It's all set up for the finale rather than being, its own episode.
The only thing that I suppose for me would knock some points off it is that the fact that they fall for another trap, another trick.
Yep, they do. They always do. All right, you know what? Let's be in the middle. As you've given me some, I'll give you this one. Bottom of the best.
Okay, I'll go there.
Which brings us to the finale episode, Vengeance. And this is, of course, the insanely mental finale where Shere Khan takes his vengeance against everybody. Everybody dies. And that shit is shocking. But the real meat and potatoes of this episode is the back and forth between Shere Khan and Raiden in the not Outworld, but totally is Outworld location. This is one actor doing both roles, and it is fucking awesome.
Yep, definitely. I mean, it's going to take a lot to knock off the Quan Chi episode of the top spot, but this does it without doubt. I mean,
I'm going to dispute that again. You know why? Because this is the end, right? So none of what happens in this episode would matter if we hadn't had several of the episodes before.
Of course, but I mean, there's so many things. I look at the fact that of Jeffrey Mix acting of both characters, the fact that, I mean, how many bloody films do you sit and go, oh, for God's sake, another love story, the hero saves the girl, the guy wins, blah, blah, everyone's happy. And I can't think of anything really major where everyone dies, literally. It's literally, it's like, sorry, people, you're dead.
You've convinced me. Well done, you've convinced me. As you were talking, I was thinking as well of the final shot of the episode, which is the destroyed and desolate trading post, and we focus on Kung Lao's Mortal Kombat medal. That shit is dark.
I mean, just believe Jeffrey Maker, Shere Khan going, the thief, Tarja, dead.
Yep.
Kung Lao, dead. The guard, dead. It's so brutal.
It's top of the best. Yep, it's top of the best. You convinced me. And that's it. All 20. Amazingly, we only put 2 episodes in bad, which was Balance of Power and Undying Dream, which I think is fair. Well, we put Vengeance, Quan Chi, The Serpent and the Ice, Mortal Kombat, Unholy Alliance, Twisted Truth, and Stolen Lies in the best. I think that's pretty good overall. I think it's fair.
I mean, for me personally, it shows that if you're a fan of Mortal Kombat, you have to see this TV series because it is a really good TV series.
I think what really sells it, and it kind of ties into what we've said all the way through our talk throughs as well, that there's more good than bad, because overall there's only 6 episodes in the okay and bad, where it is 16 episodes in the good to the best. Yeah, there you go. That is it for Mortal Kombat Conquest. If you've got some thoughts on this tier list, let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com, as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon and help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?